The phone rings at 3:17 a.m. John Wayne reaches for it in the dark. His wife stirs beside him. "Who calls at this hour?" she mumbles. Wayne doesn't know, but something in his gut tells him to answer. "Duke?" The voice on the other end is slurred, broken. I wanted to say goodbye." Wayne sits up. Now he's fully awake, because he recognizes that voice, and he recognizes that tone. He's heard it before, in Korea, in the war, right before men did things they couldn't take back. "Where are you, Charlie? Doesn't matter. I just wanted to thank you, for everything, for giving me work when nobody else would." There's a sound in the background, metal on wood. Wayne's blood goes cold. "Charlie, what's that sound?" "Nothing. Just nothing. Goodbye, Duke. Don't hang up. But to understand how we got here, we need to go back 6 months. Charlie Morrison was one of Hollywood's best stuntmen. Was. Past tense. Because 6 months ago, on the set of Rio Lobo, Charlie's luck ran out. The horse spooked. Charlie went flying, hit the ground wrong, shattered his hip, cracked 3 vertebrae, and tore ligaments in his shoulder. The doctors said he'd walk again, eventually. But his stunt days, over. 43 years old, 20 years of taking falls for movie stars, and now he can't even stand without a cane. The studio sends him a check, disability payment, they call it, $2,000. That's it. 20 years of broken bones and close calls, and they hand him $2,000 and a handshake. "Sorry, Charlie, insurance doesn't cover career-ending injuries. You knew the risks." Charlie sits in his apartment in Burbank. Can't work, can't pay rent. His wife left 3 months ago, took the kids. "I can't watch you destroy yourself," she said, but she didn't mean the drinking. She meant the sitting, the staring at the walls. The man who used to jump off buildings for a living now spends his days watching other people live their lives through a window. The bills pile up, the phone gets disconnected, then the electricity. Charlie sells his car, sells his stunt equipment, sells everything except his father's .38 revolver. He keeps that in the drawer beside his bed, loaded. October 15th, 9th. Charlie Morrison sits alone in his dark apartment. No electricity means no lights, no TV, no radio. Just him in the darkness, and that loaded gun. He picks up the gun, feels its weight. His father carried this in World War II. Bought it home, gave it to Charlie when he turned 21. For protection, his father said. Protection from what? From this? From becoming a broken man at 43 with nothing left to protect? Charlie loads 1 bullet, spins the cylinder. Russian roulette seems fitting. Let fate decide. He's done making decisions. But first, 1 phone call. He walks to the payphone on the corner, digs quarters from his pocket, his last quarters. Who to call? He thinks about his ex-wife. No, she's moved on. His kids, they're too young to understand. His mother, she's been dead for 5 years. John Wayne. The name comes from nowhere, but it makes sense. Wayne gave him his first real stunt job in The Searchers. Charlie doubled for Jeffrey Hunter, took a 30-foot fall off a cliff. Wayne saw it, walked over, and shook his hand. "That was either very brave or very stupid," Wayne said. "Either way, I like you." After that, Wayne requested Charlie for all his westerns. 15 years of work. Good work. Honest work. Until 6 months ago. Charlie dials information, gets Wayne's home number. It's listed. Of course it is. Wayne never hid from anybody. The phone rings. Once. Twice. 3 times. "Yeah." Wayne's voice is rough with sleep. "Duke, it's Charlie Morrison." Pause. "Charlie. Jesus, what time is it? Late. Or early. Depends on how you look at it. You okay? I wanted to say goodbye. And thank you. For all the work over the years." Wayne's voice changes. Gets sharper. "Where are you, Charlie?" "Phone booth. Corner of Olive and Alameda." "That's Burbank." "Yeah. What's that sound?" "In the background." Charlie looks down. He's tapping his father's gun against the phone booth glass. Doesn't remember taking it out of his pocket. "Nothing. Just nothing. Goodbye, Duke. Don't hang up. I have to." "Charlie, whatever you're thinking of doing, don't." "You don't understand. Then explain it to me. I can't work, can't walk right, can't provide for my family. What's the point?" "The point is you're alive. That's not living, that's just existing." Wayne is quiet for a moment. Charlie can hear him breathing. Then, "You remember Korea?" "What? Korea, 1952. I was there with the USO tour. You remember?" Charlie remembers. He was 24, drafted, scared out of his mind. Wayne showed up at their base, shook hands, made scared kids feel like men. "Yeah, I remember." "You know what I remember? This kid is from Oklahoma. Couldn't have been more than 19. Scared to death, shaking. Other guys were making fun of him. You remember what you did?" Charlie doesn't answer. "You sat with him. All night. Told him it was okay to be scared. Those brave men get scared too. You remember that? That was different." "No, it wasn't. That kid wrote me a letter 5 years later. Said you saved his life that night. Not in combat. That night. Because someone gave a damn when he thought nobody would." Duke, I'm coming to get you. What? No. Duke, it's 3:30 in the morning. I know what time it is. Stay there. Don't move. Don't do anything. Just stay there. Duke, promise me. Charlie looks at the gun in his hand, at the one bullet that could end everything, at the phone that's connecting him to a man he hasn't talked to in 6 months. Charlie, promise me. Okay, say it. I promise. 20 minutes. Wayne hangs up. Charlie stands in the phone booth, gun in one hand, receiver in the other. He promised. He's never broken a promise to John Wayne. 17 minutes later, a black Pontiac pulls up. Wayne gets out. He's wearing pants and a t-shirt, no shoes, drove across LA barefoot at 3:30 a.m. He sees Charlie in the phone booth, sees the gun, doesn't say anything about it. Just open the passenger door. Get in. They drive in silence for a while. Wayne heads west, toward the ocean. The streets are empty. LA sleeps while two men drive toward the sunrise that hasn't happened yet. Where are we going? Charlie finally asks. My boat. Why? Because you're gonna help me fix it. Duke, I can barely walk. Don't need to walk to Sandwood. They reach Marina del Rey as the sky starts to lighten. Wayne's yacht, the Wild Goose, sits in its slip, 136 feet of converted Navy minesweeper. Wayne helps Charlie aboard, sets him up in a deck chair. Could you hand him sandpaper and a piece of teak railing? Sand, Wayne says. Duke, what are we doing? Working. Sand. So Charlie sands, and Wayne sands beside him, and they don't talk. Just work. The sun comes up. Other boats start moving. The marina comes alive. Around 7 a.m., Wayne goes below, comes back with coffee and sandwiches. Eat. They eat. Then back to sanding. Charlie's hands start to blister. Doesn't matter. The rhythm is hypnotic. Back and forth, taking something rough and making it smooth. You know what I love about boats, Wayne says around noon. Charlie looks up. They're honest. You take care of them, they take care of you. You neglect them, they sink. Simple as that. Wish life were that simple. It is. You just forgot. They work until sunset. 12 hours of sanding, painting and fixing. Charlie's hip is screaming. His shoulder is on fire. But for the first time in 6 months, he feels useful. As the sun sets, Wayne cracks 2 beers. They sit on deck, watching the light fade. I can't be a stuntman anymore, Charlie says. I know. So what do I do? What do you want to do? I don't know. All I know is stunts. No. You know courage. You know timing. You know how to keep people safe. That's not just stunts. That's knowledge. Who's gonna hire a broken stuntman? Wayne takes a long drink. Me. What? I need a stunt coordinator for my next picture. Someone who knows the business. Someone who can keep the young guys from getting killed trying to impress people. Duke, I can't even demonstrate the stunts anymore. Don't need you to. Need you to plan them. Make them safe. Use that brain of yours instead of your body for once. You're serious. When am I not serious? Charlie feels something break inside his chest. Not bone this time. Something else. The wall he built around the pain. Duke, I know. How? Because I've been there. Different reasons, but same place. That dark place where ending it seems like the only control you have left. You. They told me I had cancer. Big C. Thought I was done. Sat in my study one night with a bottle and a .45 trying to find a reason not to. What stopped you? Phone rang. My daughter, asking if I could help with her homework. Stupid little thing. Math problems. But it reminded me I was needed. Not as a movie star. As a father. As a man. They sit in silence, watching boats return to harbor. Charlie, you got kids. They're better off without me like this. That's bullshit, and you know it. Kids don't need perfect fathers. They need present fathers. Broken or not, you're their dad. Wayne stands, tosses his empty beer can in the trash. Be here Monday morning, 6 a.m. We start prep on the Cowboys. I need you to figure out how to make a bunch of kids look like they can ride without getting anyone killed. Duke, 6 a.m. Charlie. Don't be late. Wayne drives Charlie home. Parks outside the dark apartment building. One more thing, Wayne says. He holds out his hand. The gun. Charlie hands it over. Wayne empties the cylinder. One bullet falls into his palm. He stares at it for a long moment. This was almost the most expensive bullet in history. Cost your kids their father. Cost me my best stunt coordinator. Cost the world whatever good you got left to do. He throws the bullet out the window. Hand the empty gun back. Keep it, but remember what it almost cost. Charlie Morrison shows up on Monday at 5:45 a.m., 15 minutes early. Wayne is already there. Coffee made. Production notes spread out. They work together for the next 8 years. Charlie coordinates stunts for the Cowboys, the train robbers, Cahill U.S. Marshal, the shootist, becomes one of Hollywood's most respected stunt coordinators, keeps hundreds of stunt performers safe, wins an award in 1978 for innovative safety techniques. In his acceptance speech, he thanks one person, John Wayne, who taught me that a man's worth isn't measured by what he can do, but by what he can teach others to do safely. Wayne dies a year later, June 11, 1979. Cancer finally wins. Charlie is a pallbearer. After the funeral, Wayne's son Michael hands Charlie an envelope. Dad wanted you to have this. Inside is a note and a check for $50,000. The note says, Charlie, this is for your kids' college. Make sure they know their father is the bravest man I've ever met. Not because he could fall off horses, but because he dared to keep living when living was the hardest stunt of all. Duke, Charlie Morrison lived another 23 years, trained over 1,000 stunt performers, never lost a single one to preventable injury. He died in 2002, surrounded by his children and grandchildren. On his bedside table, his father's gun, never loaded again, and a photo from the Cowboys set. He and Wayne, planning a stunt, both men are smiling. His son gave the eulogy, told the story of the night his father almost wasn't there to raise him. The night John Wayne drove across LA barefoot to save a man who thought he had nothing left to give. John Wayne saved my father's life, he said. But more importantly, he saved it for something, to teach, to protect others, to be the father we needed, broken parts and all. The funeral program had one quote, something Wayne told Charlie that night on the boat: "Death is easy. Living is hard. That's why living is the most courageous thing any of us ever does."